Good evening. I'm your host, Silana, for eThekwini Matters podcast. August is Women's Month, and we are celebrating the phenomenal women in our municipality who are making great strides across different sectors. Hence, we have Luntu joining us today. So, Luntu, please tell us, what is your position in the municipality, in the unit that you currently serve in, which is electricity?
I am the Senior Manager for Construction Planning and Works. We are responsible for the management of the distribution networks in terms of new reticulation, bringing in new infrastructure. We also deal with the replacement projects for our aging infrastructure. So my section deals with the planning of the MVLV networks, and we do the replacement of old infrastructure that needs to be replaced, and we do reinforcement where there is a need for capacity upgrades when there is new infrastructure that is required in the area. We deal with those plans. So we basically do the projects from planning, design and commissioning of the new infrastructure in eThekwini municipality.
Wow, it sounds like quite a hectic job. I just heard MVLMV network, but sounds quite interesting. And how long have you been in this position for, in the role that you're currently serving in?
I was promoted to the position in February 2022. Yes, it's been challenging. There are challenges in dealing with the infrastructure in eThekwini. It is a big municipality, it's a metro. So we've got a lot of developments that are coming up in the area, and we need to cater for those developments in terms of bringing in new infrastructure to make sure that they are up and running by the time they want to come on board and be in eThekwini municipality. So there's a lot that is happening, and it's a very challenging department in terms of managing the activities of the branch.
It must be a big task. I mean, we have over, 4 million residents in our city.
Yes, it is.
And you are tasked with ensuring that the lights stay on.
Yeah, in terms of bringing those new customers that are coming on board. And we've got a lot of rural areas that we also need to cater for. So that is also one of our challenges that we're currently dealing with. But there's a lot of projects that we're taking to make sure that the electrification projects that we're currently undertaking, they are progressing smoothly.
Wow, Luntu, you are dealing with quite a lot to ensure that, we have our lights on. But also, how do you deal with challenges that come with cable theft?
The issue of cable thefts and vandalism actually is quite a big challenge for the city. It's setting us back in terms of the plans that we have for our projects, because we do have plans that we want to undertake. But now when they steal our cables or vandalize our infrastructure, we need now to go back and fix those equipment or infrastructure that has been vandalized. And it's taking a toll in terms of the plans that we have, and also financially, it's coming at a huge cost, because now we need to go back and replace existing infrastructure that was existing that we did not plan for having to replace the infrastructure. And it's across the municipality. It's mostly all the areas that where we experience the issue of vandalism. It's a big problem, and it's going at, it's the rate that they are vandalizing our infrastructure, it's at an exponential rate, and it's really affecting us in terms of delivering to the community.
Sure, that's quite serious. So, Luntu, now back to being a woman in this previously male-dominated sector. Would you say that women in your field are well represented, especially in this municipality?
I would say we are making progress in terms of having more females in the municipality. Yes, for technical roles, I think the unit has done a great progress in terms of having more engineers, more technologists and technicians. We also have a lot of electricians that are working for the unit. In the management space, yes, there is progress, but there's still room for improvement in that area. But the unit has made progress in making sure that they do get the right females to take on those roles and be able to work for the unit.
And then, before I let you go, what challenges would you say that women in your sector are experiencing in general?
I think for me, one of the challenges is obviously having to fight preconceived perceptions about females, in terms of people thinking that they cannot deliver or come up with great results when they undertake those roles. So it's one of the biggest challenges, and also the lack of mentorship, because if you don't have a lot of females who are in senior management roles, it becomes a challenge for the new engineers and the new managers who've recently joined to get mentorship within the unit. So there's still a room for improvement in that space, so that the new managers and engineers, they get to be groomed and coached by the senior managers who've been in the business for quite some time.
Okay, that's good. At least you have a plan in place to bring more women in the field and ensure that they're also empowered. That's amazing. Luntu, how have you managed, to keep up with the demands of your work, given that it's, you've got a huge task on your hands, but also having to juggle between work and balancing life and, kids and family as well?
Well, that's a challenge, and it's very important for us to have, it's crucial actually to have a work balance in terms of the work that you're doing. I'm a mom to young kids, and that on its own is very challenging and demanding. I've got a young family. So for me, what really works is to have basically a to-do list and make sure that I commit to the list that of the work that I plan to do, so that I don't lose track of those. And also with the team that I have, some of the tasks that can be delegated is to delegate those tasks to them, so that I sort of deload the amount of work that I have and I have to deal with. And also take regular breaks, sometimes off work, so that I can get to relax and come back refreshed and be able to work and deliver on the work that you had planned to do, and regular exercises as well. So it does help, and also have a good support structure and mentorship. It really makes a difference, so that you can have a balance in terms of not being frustrated, because if there's an imbalance, that leads to stress, anxiety and depression, and you also don't deliver now on the work that you're supposed to deliver. So it's very important to have that balance, so that the professional life does not affect your private life.
Great. Seems like you have everything under control.
Trying.
And then what words of encouragement would you have, to young girls, young women out there who are watching this podcast, who aspire to be a Luntu one day?
I think for me, I would say it doesn't matter where you come from or who you are. I'm coming from, a rural area. I was born in the Eastern Cape in a rural area, and that did not limit me in terms of dreaming big. So it's important to always make sure that you've got the right competences in terms of what you aspire to be, and the right skills and a strong work ethic. Those things really, they will carry you in your career, and make sure that you always conduct yourself in a professional manner and not limit you. If one door is not open for you, you keep on going, and then one door will definitely be open for you. So there's room for everyone, really. So it's just to have the positive attitude in life, and make sure that you always deliver on what you need to deliver on.
Wow. And then just lastly, I'm going to throw you a curveball. What does Women's Month mean to you?
It's the month where us as ladies, we get celebrated, and also I also get to reflect on the progress that we've made on my personal level, and also as as South Africa, and looking back at the strides that were taken by those women who were in the forefront to make sure that they fight for our rights. So we also now have a responsibility to make sure that when we are in this position that we're in, we deliver and think of the sacrifices that they've made. So it's just about celebrating us as women, and also thinking back and at also how we can also give back to other ladies in the same field.
I love that, giving back and empowering other women, not the pull her down syndrome, but ensuring that when we rise, we all rise together. So Luntu, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experiences as a senior woman in management, in leadership, but most importantly, a woman that's doing amazing work in what others may call a previously male-dominated sector. I wish you all the best in ensuring that our residents, receive services, and that our city remains one of the most caring and livable cities by 2030.
Thank you for having me, Cook, on eThekwini Matters. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the viewers at home for joining us once again for another exciting episode of the eThekwini Matters podcast.